Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Do you think the bipartisan talks, the way it is going on, it's going to bring good results to the Kenyans? Do you think it is going to be easy for those people who are proposing that we need to add the presidential term limit so that each term the president can be in office for 7 years? Do you think it's going to be very easy for us to create the position of the prime minister? Do you think it is going to be very easy for us to create the position of opposition with the current architecture of the constitution? That is actually what I want us to ponder about, because there are some proposals in the bipartisan talks where they are proposing that we need to do amendment to the current constitution so that we can entrench the leader of opposition in the constitution, so that we can entrench the prime minister position in the constitution and its two deputies. There is also another proposal that we need to anchor the constituency development fund in our constitution. Remember, the constitutional architecture wanted members of parliament, both in the National Assembly and in the Senate, to be people who are supposed to make honorary roles and who are not supposed to have a constituency kit. So that is actually what we are going to go deeper and see whether those proposals can actually come out to be successful. But before we go deep into that, I could request you kindly to take a minute or two and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like, share the video to your friends, and if your friends are lovers of politics, then request them to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And for those ones who have subscribed to this YouTube channel, I say thank you. May God bless you abundantly, because you always give us this inspiration to continue coming up with this kind of political analysis. Now let us go back to the discussion of the day. The bipartisan team has proposals for me which I think they cannot come to the right of the day, because they are proposing that we need to increase the time, the presidential term limit. Instead of having 5 years and another 5 years, we increase that to 7 years, another 7 years. And the Kenyans, they actually won't buy that kind of nonsense, because why should we increase time or presidential term limit? Because we Kenyans, we have always said out clearly that for you to be the president of the Republic of Kenya, you need to be elected for 5 years. And if you please the Kenyans, they will give you another re-election of 5 years. So why should we start increasing presidential term limits? It does not serve any sense. I was listening to some of the MPs and senators who are trying to say that we need to increase so that because 1 year is for rearrangement of the government, and always whenever we approach to the election, we start campaigning early. So they were giving that proposal that there is 1 year which get wasted, there is another year also which get wasted. And that means the person who is the president, he actually have only 3 years to work. But does that logic fetch any kind of water? Does that have any sense of reaction? Because we have countries where a person goes for 4 years, like the United States of America. 4 years, 4 years, and you are gone home. Why are we Kenyans trying to change that limit? It does not hold any kind of sense, and that should be dropped. Also, our constitution was very clear that the people of Kenya wanted to have checks and balances between parliament, executive, and our courts, the judiciary. And that's where checks and balances are supposed to be. And therefore, we don't need the prime minister. We don't need 2 deputies. And by that proposal coming up, it's because we have some few individuals who want to have positions for themselves. Remember, we have not even implemented the full constitution up to now. We first need to implement the current constitution fully. And we must have that political willingness to work with this constitution, because this is one of the best constitutions in our republic. And therefore, if we follow the spirit of the constitution, then I'm very sure that we are going to make Kenya to be great. So what is going through the pipes and talks, I say that is not for Kenyans. What is going there is that we have few individuals in our republic who want to create positions for themselves. And Kenyans must come out and must say, enough is enough. We don't need that. And the bipartisan talks should be disbanded for my own, the way I feel, because it does not have anything to do. Because if you want to change our constitution say clearly what you need to do for you to change the constitution. It has given people 2 ways of changing the constitution. You can go parliamentary way, or you can use popular initiative. So what is happening in Bomas of Kenya with the bipartisan talks is actually something which should not happen in the current Kenya of today. And the proposals that people are making in those talks of Bomas of Kenya, they should never be done. They should be disbanded. So what is happening in Bomas of Kenya is not for the wish of Kenyans. It is for the wish of few individuals in this Republic of Kenya. Those people who want to create positions for themselves. Let me ask a simple question. Our current constitutional structure is presidential. How are we going to put the leader of opposition? How are we going to put the prime minister office. Because our current constitution actually has the leader of majority and the leader of minority. And the leader of minority is supposed to create checks and balances within parliament. And parliament as a whole is supposed to check, to have what we call checks and balances of the executive or of the legislatures. So we must come to realization that people who made the current constitution, they made it such a way that amending that constitution is not going to be a very easy thing, because they foresaw that we have people who, if they don't get to power, they are going to try and amend the constitution. And the Kenyans must come out in a clear voice. They must say enough is enough. We have a constitution, and that constitution must be left to land fully and must be implemented fully. And if you want to amend our current constitution, it is provided in the law. You need either to follow the popular initiative or you need to follow parliamentary initiative. So what's your take about all this? Do you see that something good is going to come out of the Bomas bipartisan talks? Please drop your comment in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to come into this YouTube channel, I request you kindly to take a minute or two and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like, share the video to your friends, and if your friends are lovers of politics, then request them to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And for those ones who have subscribed to this YouTube channel, I will never become tired to always tell you that thank you so much. Continue watching our content, continue sharing our content, and continue encouraging your friends to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And with that, I say thank you until we see each other in our next political conversation.